Hi, Rich Tarani with TMC. Thanks for watching. We're in Boston this week talking to a number of really interesting companies. Right now we've got Gail Steinberg's on the program with Zappix. And Gail, you guys play in the visual IVR space, and so that's integrated voice response for those people who may not know what that means. Tell me, what exactly does your product do?
Right, so a visual IVR, right, instead of the traditional IVR system where your customers call in and they have to go through this maze of phone options, we provide a visual way of doing it through a smartphone using the smartphone real estate in a much smarter way.
Okay, so if I am a consumer and let's say I'm going to call an airline, I normally will call my airline. Does a consumer have to change the behavior?
So the consumer, instead of calling, right, now they'll be able to kind of browse on the phone through the options, right? So now instead of just calling and listening to the options, which takes forever, and people feel lost in a maze of phone options, you can see it visually. You can navigate, you can go back and forth, find the right option you want. And now we present an array, what we call an omni-channel experience, where the customer can choose how they want to interact with the company, right? Yeah, you can still do the phone option, and it will route you to the right person, right? So first, even if you choose to talk to a person, it's a much faster experience. However, as a company, I can provide now an omni-channel experience. I can let my customers find other ways to interact around the same issue they're calling about. We can provide media. We can provide forms. People can fill a form. It can be a change of address. It can be a claim form. But now instead of calling a person, I can use the smartphone, fill a mobile form, and send it to the company. I can watch a video. I can download a PDF. I can even send an email or use social media, all by the context of what I'm calling about.
So in terms of the consumer, they download your application, right? That's how they do it?
It can be a web app, or it can be a native app, right? A company can choose how they want to provide this visual experience, the visual IVR experience, to the customers. So it can be either a web app, a native app, or a combination of both.
Excellent. And then a company could educate their consumers to use your interface or to go through Zappix, and that would make it easier for them because their consumers would be less frustrated and tie up their IVR system for less time and things like that?
That is correct. So there are a few benefits, right? First of all, from a company perspective, yes, it is time saving and of course, and money saving because people call less. But you have happier customer because the customers don't like calling and they don't like going through this maze of options, waiting for minutes until you find the right option, and then maybe you're already frustrated by the time you get to talk to a person. So people, the customer can find a better way to find their solution, as well as the company is happier because you have a happier customer, and you save money because you get less calls.
You also have a better way of tracking what the callers are calling about, because there are many people that get frustrated and just hit zero infinitely until they actually hear the ringing sound and they go to an operator.
That is correct. There's a huge percentage of misdirect calls. You get to the wrong place because you hit 000, or you say, agent,
exactly.
And you get to the wrong place. Now with visual, it's so much easier to find the right option you want to, and find other ways of interacting beyond just the voice channel, that it makes it much easier, and you get, at the end of the day, a more satisfied customer.
So let's say I'm using Zappix to bypass the traditional telephone, and I go through and I eventually get to the person or eventually get to the department that I want. Do I then press a button to connect via telephone to them? And is that voice over IP?
So when you find the right solution, the right option that you were looking for, now we present you with different options. Maybe you're calling about changing address. So
right.
You can choose, I want to talk to an agent about calling address, and now we connect you through a telephony channel. But we can show you a form. Here's a form you can fill to change your address. No need to talk to a person. Maybe it's a technical solution. Here's a video that will help you solve the problem, or here's a PDF that will help you solve the problem. And now I don't need to call the person. I don't need to generate the phone call. I can just click the option, see the solution, and serve myself.
Excellent. Anything else we should know?
Not sure. Can you maybe direct me with the question?
Sure. Like, what else should have we not talked about that someone watching this video who might want to integrate your service should know? What else should they know about your company?
Yeah. So the whole visual IVR experience can be built by a non-technical person in days. We provide what we call the management console, where companies can change their visual IVR experience. It's very easy. It's drag and drop. A non-technical person can use it. Click publish, and now your app changed accordingly. So if you want to make a change, say you have a recall, or you want to put it in the top of the IVR, right? You can just drag and drop, click publish, and the visual IVR app adopts accordingly without the need to go through an authorization process or use developers.
That's great. Thank you so much for your time. This is great.
Thank you very much, Rich.